Okay, gonna call the finance meeting to order at 6:34. Roll call, Alderwoman Inman,
Present.
Alderman Robinson,
Here.
Alderman Kreinbrink,
Here.
and Alderwoman Erickson here. Okay, review and discuss the semi-monthly bills. Is there any questions on anything?
I just had some questions about, there was some high-vis that was purchased, high-vis clothing. Just wasn't sure if it's for multiple people, one person. And is that part of their clothing allowance or no?
And that was one question I did not get answered from Nick, so I apologize. But
Okay.
it was, I know a lot of times when we have a new employee, we do buy a lot of new stuff, but I don't think that was the whole amount. I'd have to look more closely at
Because
it.
it was like $974.
Yeah, it
So
was a
if
lot.
that's not part of their clothing allowance, then can we kind of make sure that we do it?
There's nothing we purchase for public works either. They just get their uniform allowance. They don't get a base.
Okay, then it must
That
have
I'm aware
multiple
of.
people then, because they shouldn't have bought a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't get that
There
question
were different
answered.
sizes in there, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was for multiple people, but I don't know if it was for 8 people or 3, so.
Well, in my opinion too, is I think if we just kind of just went off of like one place to order stuff, like I'm thinking Uline or something, but because it's all, it's Carhartt brand, so you're, in my opinion, you're paying for the name, so it's 3 times more than what you can find other places too, so.
Yeah, we had a conversation beforehand about high-vis sometimes does have an issue with the color fade and that sort of thing, so ideally, we find a location or a vendor that has a good quality product. We can cross-reference pricing and then hopefully buy in bulk when the time comes, so that's something to maybe try to get put into place before the next year when we need to buy more, because it looks like we have a pretty good purchase.
And I think that falls in line too, maybe with the fact that they should always be wearing high-vis, and I think if we just supplied them with high-vis shirts, et cetera, then there's your uniform, we get City of Sandwich on them, and that's what they should wear every day.
I think there's you got high-vis and you have high-vis with reflectivity
Yes,
on
with the
it,
reflective,
so,
I think with the
I mean, that-
reflective.
So those, those I can tell you probably don't have reflectivity on them for that price.
There
They're
was
probably just-
reflective tape bought for clothing on those,
Yeah,
so I
there
don't
was
know if they're
there was a
putting that,
separate-
I don't,
have
yeah, I
no
don't know if
idea.
they're putting it on there, but I would do, the reflective, high-vis reflective, and the bottom is black, that way it doesn't get as dirty or show the dirt.
I did have one question on the computer replacements. So there was, at the PD had about $11,463.48 worth of computers. In the budget book, it says that there were 12 computers to be changed out for like a $25,000 total budget line item, but the invoice said that there were 17. Is that right, Garsta?
16, 17? What was that under the AID?
So the question was, did the dollar value just warrant it, or were there additional computers found to need to be replaced?
We did,
17.
yeah, we had a
17?
significant number.
So there are
that
5
needed
additional
to-
computers?
Well, I mean, we had budgeted to try to replace the ones in the office, so finance, AP, the front desk. There was one that the mayor's computer was extremely old, so that one got replaced. And then also the building official, I believe. So we've tried to get through all of them that we could. In fact, I actually had a sheet down here that Tony's got that I had prepared for the technology committee that kind of shows where we're at with
Okay,
everything. So-
I was just talking specifically with the PD, so if there was 12 computers and there were 17 purchased, it just that they found a few more that needed to be replaced?
I expect so, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I had kind of passed that project off to the chief to kind of take care of it because we knew we needed it. And the bulk of them came from the police department, so that was done last fall. So, I mean, I'd gotten the pricing and given it all to him to
Okay, that's
make sure we
fine.
got it taken care of.
It's just when we see a dollar, a numerical value in the budget, and we see a numerical value when the bills come, and it's 5 more, it just throws up the flag as to what happened. So that brings up a point where on these POs, if there could just be some sort of a narrative or an explanation of, you know, there were X. Chief, question for you. You ready? Okay, 12 computers were budgeted to be replaced in your division for the Windows upgrade, but 17 were replaced. Did you just have additional that were found to need to be replaced?
The other 5 were distributed throughout the city. I think some of them went to,
But you got 12.
we got 12.
Okay.
Yep,
That's what it was budgeted for, so we want to make sure
yep,
that's.
we got 12 of the other 5 went
There
elsewhere.
wasn't, so is that tagged incorrectly?
Well, it just goes on as miscellaneous, and then it says the 12, or I mean, the 17 is just lumped together. but
Oh,
on
it's
here,
17 total as an
17 total, but
aggregate.
there's, it's broke down here, but doesn't say how many.
Oh, okay.
So 12 went to the police department, the other 5.
Sorry, I
went to-
misunderstood the information. So,
worries.
okay, so we're cool.
Thumbs up.
Jeff kind of answered it, but then the numbers weren't jiving from what we had, so thank you.
Rich, you got anything?
Two things. One was a FNB. It was Keller Convention Center Road Scholar Program. What type of training is that, or what is that?
That's the third year of the Road Scholar Program that's put on through the Illinois Department of Transportation for the street department, is my understanding.
So is that one person going? Is that the entire crew
No,
going?
it's not the entire crew, but it's basically the ones that have been going for the first 2 years. They're trying to get that one knocked out for the third year, and then they're done. And then next year, they'll hopefully begin the next group, is my understanding. That's what I've been told.
Oh, so they're gonna go like separately to this? It's not all at one time?
No, the ones that are going will
Okay.
all go together,
So,
I'm sorry.
my question when I had sent earlier about this was, are they gonna be sharing rooms, or is everybody getting an individual room? Because I think they could double up.
I didn't,
So just to give you some insight to that, that can open up a ton of potentials for problems. I mean, it sounds great, even if you get along, but if something goes awry, you could have sexual harassment, all kinds of stuff going. It happened in some other municipalities up north, and I used to do that. People would share rooms together, and we were told we couldn't because of past court cases that stated that wasn't in the best interest of the employee.
Okay.
You have to provide them privacy, per se. That doesn't mean that you couldn't rent a house, you know, and everybody had their room, but then you're sharing bathrooms, and then they're saying that that's not good. So,
On that actual PO for that, there wasn't a real good description, but it talked about 5 tickets. So is that 5 people?
that should be 5 people, yes.
How many people we have in streets?
We've got 5 in streets, plus Nick.
So
And
there's,
then I know that Derek, who has moved over to the wastewater department, is one of the ones that's going, because he had already completed 2 years, so we're trying to finish him up.
but
So,
going back to how we don't want everybody to go, that's ultimately everybody.
well, okay.
I mean, yes or no? It's,
There'll be 2. I mean, if Derek goes and there's 5 plus Nick, that's 7, and then if 5 are going, that would be 2 that are left back.
okay. Well, just, I know there's not a lot of work that 2 people can do, apparently, so. And it is a week long, from what I could understand too, so basically.
It is basically the whole week,
So
yes.
we've got a whole
You
week.
check water lines, lead lines. Just a thought.
and the heater that was purchased, that for $2,200?
That was for this building, yes, it was a water heater.
Oh, it's a hot water, so that was the hot water heater that the electric line was ran for last
Yes.
time? Okay.
Is that upstairs or?
It's in the basement. It's actually tucked in behind the air handler downstairs in that building.
At City Hall?
Yep, and that was a gas one, but it was vented out into the flue for the furnace, which isn't that's not the code. So that's the reason we had to run the electric line, is to be able to put an electric one down there so that we could vent it properly.
Anybody else?
CJ trenching, machine transportation. I see it's $975 and it was for 3 hours. And all it said was end loader. Was that taking it to get the maintenance done or?
I'll have to check with Nick, but I expect that's probably what it was to go get
Because the
that.
date of it was February 5th, but I thought we had that maintenance done back in November.
Yeah, that's odd.
There was
Okay.
another repair for the end loader for a relay from West Side, so I don't know if that was a second repair.
Well, I saw that in the PO, and again, there's not a lot of description with them, but in the PO, it talked about them coming to the shop and
Oh, it did?
fixing it. And they made reference to, you know, that the rear end of the end loader had already been replaced and,
Yeah, because this says end loader power relay.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, if you pull the PO, you'll
Okay.
see
Okay.
the description. And then right above it was the delivery of aggregate. I'm not a trucker or anything, but they did 6 loads from Central Limestone to here, and it was,
1,000.
maybe it was 8 loads, I can't remember. I think it was 6 or 8 loads, but it seemed like it was pretty cheap
Eight and a
them.
half. 8.5.
Good. Pretty cheap them doing that per run for that many runs of aggregate. Because obviously, from Central Limestone to here and back, quite a bit of time involved, and this is more expensive for moving an unloader once or twice there and back, if that's what they did. So if we could just find out about that, please.
Sure.
Why does it have on there for the end loader quantity, it says 3?
3 hours, I'm assuming. Right, because isn't there an hourly cost?
An hourly rate.
It just says quantity, so maybe that's what it is. It must be, yeah. Okay.
That's all I had.
Janelle, do you have anything else?
I just had a question, though. It wasn't on the most recent receipt that they got when they go to Menards, but how does the rebate program work? Like, does it get turned in and filled out by Angie or Michelle, or how does that work?
I did look back at it, and the 2 that were in here were not eligible
Right.
for it. But I think in the past, it's just, I don't have any answers tonight, I'm sorry. I just don't. I asked about that, and I thought you were talking specifically of those 2 items.
No, I'm
but-
talking, well, because I noticed that, but I know we have purchased from Menards periodically. And so in the future, if there is something that requires a rebate, I just wanted to know how it's handled.
Okay,
So I think it should get done in the office, I think, would probably be the best way for that to be done.
okay.
Anything more? Brad, do you have anything?
No, I didn't have anything else.
Okay. Any unfinished business? No?
Nope.
All right, new business, can I get approval of the minutes for February 2nd, 2026, please?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Can I get a motion to send the bills to council totaling $149,995.35, please?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is there any audience comments? Okay, can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned at 6:48.